Okay, so now this is part two. The part one, I told you the characters. Now, part two, I'm gonna tell you the details and stories. Parts of the story, sorry. Okay, so Elfie was a boy with rotten teeth. He never stops eating candy. And one day, when he was sitting in his class, and I think it was break time, or maybe it was a lesson time, and then the master, Mr. Gray, headmaster, he went into his Effie's classroom, and then he said that there was a very VIP visitor coming to their class. And then the VIP one was Miss Root, the dentist, the witch dentist, the demon dentist. And the weird thing is that when Elfie saw her hair, it was totally white, and her eyes were blacker than black. There was a chapter that said blacker than black. And her teeth, they were so beautiful, so shiny that Effie didn't even know that it was even real. So hard to believe, too beautiful. But actually, those were fangs she was hiding. Those beautiful teeth were fake. At the end of the story, when she revealed them, they were fangs, sharp fangs, just like a saber-toothed one, but all her teeth were like that. Super ridiculous. And so Miss Root carried with her a trolley which has candy and toothpaste and toothbrushes in it. And then she did something really weird. She asked the whole class to close their eyes and stop peeking. And then when Alfie was looking, but he was so afraid that he just closed his eye and peeked a little bit. And when his eyes were closed very tightly like this, he could hear the footsteps of Miss Root coming closer to his desk. And then, without any sound, she opened his mouth and checked. And then she went up again and then said to the class to open their eyes. And then the teacher says, "Now, has anyone haven't gone to the dentist for a long, long, long time?" Oh, and there was one part I haven't told you. Well, the part that Alfie doesn't have a mom, and ever since he was 6, he went to the dentist when he was 6, and that time he had toothache because, well, you know what, he ate too many candy. And then the dentist, his name was Mr. Erstwhile, he was a very old man, and then he pulled, do you know what? He asked a whole crew of dentists to pull out the tooth. And they pulled out the wrong tooth! Alfie still had the toothache. And ever since the incident that they pulled out his wrong tooth, and he was still having a toothache. And they pulled too hard that the tooth smashed into pieces. Oh, surprising. I thought the tooth was even harder than your bone, don't you think? And the tooth has a lot of layers, you know. The third layer is whatever. So after that, when any of the letters from dentist came to his house, Effie has been hiding there in the closet, and he doesn't want to go to the dentist since, when he was 6. And then, okay, back to that part where Miss Root, so she asked, "Has anyone haven't been to the dentist for a while?" And then Elfie, he knew he didn't And then he keeps still. And then she said, I think it must be you, young Alfred. Come up here. And then Alfred stood up. And then she said, I think you have very bad teeth. Surprising, huh? Yeah, I knew he has bad teeth. Really bad teeth. And some of them has even caterpillars in them. Ugh. I think there's a picture in here that shows his really gross mouth. Okay, so this is what he looks like when he smiles. There's only a few teeth visible, but some are very lost. And besides, yes, I think these teeth are still here. And then a lot of his other teeth are lost. So I'm trying to find this picture of his super gross mouth. Okay, never mind. So I found that picture that he has one boogie on his teeth, one boogie here, one boogie to eat, one boogie safe to eat, one boogie for safe to eat later. I mean, who eats boogies? Are you kidding me? He puts boogies in his mouth to eat when he's hungry? Gross! I would never, ever, 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 ever eat a bug again. Surely I never ate one, and I never will. So he also has bits of salad and vegetable stuck from like 1 or 2 years, for a super long time. I think I read in the Roald Dahl series that there's a man called Mr. Beardy, and then he has a super big beard, and then he has all kinds of things stuck in there, like even a boogie. Again, why do they always have boogies in their beard? Gross! And then when he's hungry, he just takes pieces of cheese and cookie from his beard and eats them. Plop, plop. I mean, how gross is that? Okay, back to the teeth thing. So Miss Ruth said, okay, young Effie, I expect you to brush your teeth every single day. And then she gave him a toothpaste that says Mummy's toothpaste. Oh, and did I mention that she asked the whole class to call her Mummy, but she's a super duper ridiculously evil tooth witch. And then she gave Elfie a toothpaste with the word Mummy's toothpaste on it. Who wants that? And then she also gave him a toothbrush that's super, super sharp. And she asked Elfie if he wants soft toothbrush or hard toothbrush. And then Elfie, I don't know why he said that, but he did say it. He said that he wanted any kind. So she gave him a super sharp brush. And you know what? On the way home, he opened the toothpaste and some of it spilled out. And it danced around like a snake. Ugh. I think there's a recipe here that says what is in the recipe of making that super good. Okay, here's the recipe of toothpaste. The toothpaste that's in there. And Elfie toothpaste, he spilled it out, and then it jiggled around like a snake, and then he thought, what's in this thing? So he poured the whole thing down to the river, and later all the fish were killed. That toothpaste was evil. Okay, let me read you the ingredients of Mummy's special toothpaste recipe. First thing, have to say ugh. Next, warts, shavings. Ugh, this witch sure is getting gross out. Bats, not. earwax, yuck. Pus from a septic boil, verrucas, spider's leg, snake poop. What? Snake poop. Yuck. Belly button fluff, cockroach eggs, nostril hair, poached lizards, slug shoes, rabbit droppings, food cheese, frog, leg, dried scab, rebels, coffee. Ugh, I'm getting sick of even looking at this recipe. I mean, bat snot, rabbit droppings, ugh, belly button fluff, cockroach eggs. Those are so gross. And then she decided, nearly at the end of the story, she even decided to put Gab's Elfie's friend into the pot that has all the ingredients to make the toothpaste. And when she comes out, you know what? She will be all skin and bones. You know what I mean by bones. She'll just be a skeleton, and this is what I mean by a skeleton. And there. This is what I mean by skeleton. The witch got dropped into the mixture, and then she turned to a total skeleton. Okay, so this is the end of part 2. Next time, I'm going to tell you part 3. Bye-bye.